Hello friends, let's continue for the next topic. The next topic is shell as a scripting language. In this, we will first discuss what is Unix shell. Computer understand the language of ones and zeros, that is called as binary language. In earlier days of computing, instructions are provided using binary language, which is difficult for us to understand, that is to read and write. So in OS there is a special program called as shell. Shell accepts your instructions and commands mostly in English language. If it is valid, then it will be passed to the kernel. Shell is a user program or its environment provided for user interaction, for performing the interaction. Shell is an command language interpreter that executes commands read from standard input device, mostly keyboard or some files. Shell is not a part of system kernel but uses the system kernel to execute program and create files and so on. We'll discuss some more points. Normally, shells are interactive. It means that shell accepts command from you, that is a keyboard, and executes them. But if you use command one by one, that is in a sequence of n number of commands, you can store these commands in a sequence in a text file and tell the shell to execute these text file instead of writing the commands separately one by one. This is called as shell script. One definition available is shell script is series of command written in a plain text. Shell script is just like batch file in MS-DOS but have more power than MS-DOS batch file. Here we'll be discussing about how to write shell script. So for that there are some steps. So here we can write the shell script by using the VI editor, and next we have to assign the permission for the program that we have written. So here we have the syntax. So for setting the permission we have chmod permission, and we need to write down the name of your script. For example, chmod plus x, and we need to write down the script name. Also we can do it by another way, chmod 755 and the script name. So what exactly this number does? So here this will set the permission of read, write and execute, that will be specified by the number 7 for the owner, or for group and other permission is read and execute only, and that is specified by the number 5. Now we'll be discussing about how to execute this shell script. We have written the shell script. Now we will be executing it. So for that the syntax is we need to write down bash, the shell script name. The next thing is we need to write down sh and the script name, and the third step is we need to write down ./ and shell script. For example, we'll be writing in this way, that is bash, the program name, that is prog, that is script name, sh prog, and the third step, that is ./prog. So here we will be writing our first program. So for example, we will be displaying a hello world on the output screen. So we'll be writing the script in this way, vi, the name of script, for example first. So here in this program, hash specifies the comment over here. So we'll be writing here, that is my first shell script. The next, the clear command for clearing the content, and the echo statement will be displaying the content on the output screen. So what we need to display is the word hello. We will be writing it in the double quote. So this will be our first program that is to be written in the shell script. So when we save this program, very importantly, we need to save it by the extension .sh, that is first.sh. This will be the name program given to the first shell script. So we need to execute this. So for that we need to we need to set the permission. That is done with the help of chmod 755, the name of script, and to execute ./first. Or also we can go by the way, that is bash first, then sh first ./first. This will be setting the permission and execute the program. The next we will be looking towards how to save the program and execute. So already we have seen it. So here we'll be writing one program, that is the name of program is ginfo. So here script to print user information who currently logged in the current date and time. So it will be specifying with the echo hello user username will be specifying. Then in the next statement, today is, the date will be printed. The next number of user that are login, that will be displayed, that is who pipe wc-l, and the next will be, that is the date and time, that is echo calendar. This will be displaying the date and time. So you can execute this and see the output what you are able to see. Next, here are the list of commands available that is used in the VI editor. So we'll be discussing some commands. To insert a new line, so we need to press escape and we need to press I. So this is done simultaneously. Then next, to save the file, so we need to press escape plus colon plus W. So this will be saving the file. Then to save file with file name, so we need to write down, we need to type escape simultaneously colon plus W and the file name. Then to quit the editor, we have escape plus colon plus Q. So in this way, these are the list of commands which are used for the shell script. So you can go through this. So next we'll be discussing about the condition statement in shell script, how to use it. So we have if command. So the syntax is, if the condition we need to specify, then what operation is to be carried on if the condition is true, and very importantly we need to close the if statement. So for that we have to close it with the help of fi. This will be telling us that here if ends. Next command is if else. So very similarly to the C statement that we have seen. So over here, if the condition that we need to specify, else what is to be done if the condition is not true, and again that is to be ended with fi. Then next we have the nested if. So again very much similar, the C statement, if condition then what is to be done, else what is to be done. This will be closing the if, else what is to be done, and the closing of if, that is fi. Then the next command is the loops in the shell script. So we have the loops over here. So for loop, so we need to specify over here variable name in list. So do what is to be carried on, the operation in the do part, and again very importantly to close, so we need to specify with the variable done, done. This will be telling us that this is the end of for loop. This is the example of for loop. So if the condition is true, that is cat greater than for 2, so the operation that is to be carried on is for I equal to 0, I less than equal to 5, I plus plus. So in the do part, so echo welcome $I times, and the close of for loop, that is done. When we save this program, and we will be setting the permission for the program. So when we execute this, we will be getting the output welcome 0 times, welcome one times. So this will be continued till the condition is true in the for loop. Then this is the nested for loop. So this is the outer for loop. The condition is I equal to 1, I less than 5, I plus plus, do j equal to 1, j less than equal to 5, j plus plus, inner for loop. So this is